Welcome back. This is Douglas Dennis, the Alkaline Life Coach. Today we're talking about wealth again. I'm updating you on what's going on. I have a couple videos I just made about silver, and I made one a couple days ago with what was going on with GameStop and is it going to happen to silver. And I did another update the next day about what was going on with silver, so check out my two recent videos. But mostly this channel is about health and wealth. So I focus a lot on health, and to those of you that are already subscribed, there's a lot more coming. I have awesome recipes on their way. Some of them are going to blow your mind, so stay tuned for those. But right now we're talking about wealth. And someone asked me on the last video I did, well, they commented, "I heard money is fake," they said. And I wanted to do a special video just about that because a lot of people are claiming that there's a scam and manipulation going. Well, there are a lot of scams and a lot of manipulations going on, but let's see here. Just getting everything pulled up. All right. So if you are seeing this later, make sure to drop a like and a comment below. Let's talk now about silver. So we're going to talk about Wall Street bets shortly. We're going to talk about money and currency. We're going to talk about the Federal Reserve and banking. And we're going to talk about the gold standard. We're going to talk about physical silver versus SLV. So stay tuned. We're going to hit all these things. And also I'll do Q&A. If anyone has any questions, just ask them in the comments and I'll get to them later. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Let's dive right into it. So the first thing I wanted to say is that after more research, after diving into this deeper, Wall Street Bets is not buying silver. So this is confusing a lot of people. And if you take a look at Reddit, this is, well, you can hardly see on this screen, but people are saying the silver is a coordinated attack against the GameStop short squeeze. So, and this is fascinating to me, what's going on Reddit, because these people don't seem to know anything about certain things, but then they seem to know a lot. And I guess that's why they call them autists, is someone, I think that means someone who is really specialized and just geeks out on, knows about one thing and can dive the internet for hours on end. So if that's the correct understanding of the term, that I'm like that as well. But I'm not a Redditor, really. I've, been on Reddit a lot of times throughout the years, but I'm not one of those people. So, but after looking into it, the Reddit Wall Street Bets crowd is not buying silver and they're warning against it. And in fact, they're saying it's a scam. They're saying that silver is a scam. And I want to touch on that first, and then I'm going to get into my other bullet points here. So I want to read specifically one of these. This is the top post on Reddit right now. It said, "Silver squeeze is a hedge fund coordinated attack so they can keep fighting the GME fight." So Twitter are saying there's a silver squeeze happening and we should all get in on it. I'm reading this post. There are quite a few Wall Street Bets logo Twitter accounts pushing it. And this person says this is BS and the antithesis of who we are. By buying silver, going long on silver, you would be directly putting money into the pockets of the exact hedge funds on the other side of GME, GameStop. The hedge funds are long silver, not short. I have several comments on this, but if you're looking for alternative investments to GME, I'd recommend simply getting. Okay, wait. Media, Wall Street normies, and every other non-Wall Street's bet autist are, are trying to push you to buy silver. This is funny to me. This would be tragic, irreversible decision, and not only will mostly not make you any money because the squeeze is fake, it would put you on the sidelines from this righteous and glorious war we're in. What are they talking about? This is tomfoolery. So I'm going to comment on this in a second. For the feds and the media and all the dumb people reading this, I'm the last thing from a financial advisor and a complete 100% full retard autist. That's what they said about themselves. And I agree. Hey, I'm not calling them, I'm just agreeing with what they said. So, wow, there's so many things confusing about whatever this person's talking about. And so that's one of the reasons I'm making this video. So, and then it says this, edit. I am not talking down on silver as an investment. I am not saying it's not a good hedge. I'm not saying anything bad about silver in any form. What? I'm simply pointing out that right now this squeeze that all these people are referring to is definitely not a squeeze and is an artificial hedge fund driven attempt to reduce the GME momentum. Wow. And all the artificial hedge fund, the media manipulation happening everywhere, including right here. For all that want to buy silver, great. Buying the bullion directly, in my humble autistic opinion, is better than shares in a fund that supposedly buys it, but don't trust some autists on the internet. Bang gang. Fellow autists, we have ascended to number 2 post on Reddit. Our GME gains this week beyond carry us to the gates of Valhalla. Is that where you're trying to get to? Good luck. Look to your left, look to your right. These are your brethren and sisterin who, with diamond hands, will pass down these tendies to our children's children. And as far as tendies, they're referring to chicken tenders, which is like a goodie or a sustenance to them, which is gross to me. And if you know me, there's no way I would eat that. So there are a lot of things that separate me from these people. However, I'm just going to point out, nothing against them either. I'm just going to point out what some of this stuff is just uninformed nonsense. And they're in some righteous battle and they're totally ignorant to a lot of what's actually going on. So I think they're so focused on their fight for GameStop that they're just living in their own little fantasy world, which is also disconnected to reality. So let me attempt to connect this to reality and try to make some sense out of this for if you're new to the game or want to know what's going on. I want to weigh in some different things on this that are being left out of the conversation, I think. So next, I want to talk about money versus currency. So let's back up a little bit and talk about the underlying issues here. And what they're claiming is that, so first they're saying silver's a distraction from GameStop. Don't buy it because it's helping the hedge funds. Hello, Carrie, if you're just tuning in, welcome. So they're saying that these hedge funds are long silver and to not buy it because of that. Well, let's take a step back and talk about actually money and currency. What is it? Because I think that this is getting lost in translation here. Let's go back in time and talk about money. What is money? What is money? So someone the other day, okay, so Mitch asked, what about 24 karat gold? I mean, what about it? I'm not sure what you mean by that. I'll mention gold, definitely. I'll talk about gold. So that's an important part on here. So let's talk about money versus currency. What is currency and what is money? And I'm pausing on purpose so that you can think. Do you know already? Comment below if you know the difference between money and currency. Also, if you're tuning in, give it a thumbs up so more people can see this video. Because, there's a lot of nonsense going on the internet, and sometimes it's the clickbait that wins and not the real information or the good content. So help me out and thumbs it up so that we can spread this message. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, but also I'm not selling silver or anything like that. So I don't have a bias. However, I do have some physical silver. Just to put that out there so you know where I'm coming from. I don't have a website selling silver or gold, and I'm not really gaining other than from you watching, which I appreciate. So hopefully I'm a non-biased perspective for you. So money versus currency. There's a big difference here, huge difference. One of them is fake. Fiat currency. What does fiat mean? It means it's fake, and it means it's not backed up by anything. So let me go back over here. And money has intrinsic value, which means you can trade it for goods and services, and it has a value itself. And so there's a big difference here. Fiat currency has no value itself. It's just representing something so that you can use it to trade. It's nothing by itself. It has no value at all. Fiat currency, that is. Money has value, and there's a limited amount of it, and it's historically been used for thousands of years. So what is money, and then what is currency then? Because a lot of people use these words interchangeably, sometimes misusing them. But if you use the word money, really you should only be talking about, it's only referring to gold and silver. Gold and silver is money given by God or nature, whatever you want to call it. It's in the earth. There's a limited amount. You can't print any more of it. So you can mine it, which takes effort, coordination. A lot of people, sometimes, blood, sweat, tears. Some people die mining metals with landslides and all that stuff. It's a dangerous game. What do you have to do to make more fiat currency? Well, the Fed has to click a button and bloop, more money, more currency. And now I have to watch myself because I'm going to accidentally say money instead of currency. So if I'm super strict with my language, I would only say money referring to gold and silver, and I would say fiat or currency when referring to the dollar or pesos or whatever currency it is. Cryptocurrency are different currencies. So the only ones with the true value are gold and silver. That's it. The end. So when these self-proclaimed retards, and I'm not they're calling themselves that, so I'll join in. These I don't think they understand this fundamental that the gold and silver is value. That's the value. The fiat, the dollar is nothing. It's only valuable because people are using it and thinking this will get me whatever, trading it at the store. As soon as people realize, which I think is happening right now, well, it's literally happening as I explain it. Thank you for the thumbs up, by the way, I appreciate that. This is happening when, as soon as the people realize that the fiat currency is backed by nothing, and in fact is going down in value daily, they're not looking at that graph. If you look at the buying power or the US debt clock, I don't have it pulled up right here, but you can look at the Department of the Treasury, their website, the official US Treasury has the debt clock. It's a really confusing looking page. There's numbers everywhere, but you can see the national debt and the money they're printing. You can see all this. It's not really a secret. However, no one looks at it. No one pays attention because they're too busy. Oh man, my screen keeps going off. I didn't set this up before the live. Usually I make it stay up forever. So the government right now, what's going on? And they've been doing this since 2008. Printing money, which printing, they're not even printing it. They're typing it. 97, and this is an old stat, but years ago, 97% of the dollar was digital. That should blow your mind in and of itself. What does that even mean? It means money is fake. Currency is fake. Click, billion more dollars. Click, billion more dollars. Click, billion more. I mean, all they have to do is type it into whatever program, whatever their system is at the Fed. Also, here's another important note. What is the Fed? The Federal Reserve Bank. It's not federal. There's no reserve, and it's not a bank. And I'm dramatically pausing on purpose, so you can let this sink in. So the Fed is not American? Nope. It's privately owned. Who owns that? Well, they own you, and they're trying to own you, and they're trying to own me. Who is it? It's secret. It's secret who owns the Fed. That in and of itself should scare people or should wake people up. So there's the people printing the money aren't American necessarily. They're private interests that own the Fed. They're the ones that print all the money. Or currency. They're printing currency. They're not printing money. You can't print money. You can't print gold and silver. So the Fed, and also the way the Fed came about, the way it was brought into existence is shady beyond belief. They slipped it in the back door while no one's paying attention. Before the internet, before the Redditors and other people can try to catch them at what they're doing, the same way they slipped in with taxes. Remember, America was built on no taxes, no taxation without representation. The Boston Tea Party, they dumped all the tea into the water because they were being taxed on tea, so they revolted. Remember that? No one's talking about that. No one's talking about that anymore, that Americans revolted from a tax on tea. We've gone a long way downhill, haven't we? So we were built on no taxation, especially without representation, but the money was getting sent off to Europe, which was thousands of miles away. Guess what, folks? This situation is happening again. They slipped it in. While everyone was asleep, while everyone was on their iPod, iPod, that's already old. That was a Freudian slip. While everyone is whatever watching cartoons and drinking beer, I'm just criticizing that they were working day and night to take over again. And I've heard a lot of different things on this. I heard that America was bought in 1879 and the Constitution was copied and they remade everything in all caps and they slightly changed the name. It used to be the United States. I don't have this written down, so this is from memory, but look this up. Look this up. It sounds all wild and crazy until you see what's actually going on and put it all together. So let's get back on the bullet points. Money versus currency is what I was talking about. And we're talking about the Federal Reserve now. And let's talk about banking then. How did this fake currency scam get pulled off? And what exactly, how do you get this currency, which is, normally people are calling it money. But like I just said a minute ago, money is gold and silver, not dollar. Dollar is paper, and most of the dollar is digital. So a tiny percent of the dollar is actually paper, is actually printed out. So there's a meme of the Powell with his printing press going brrr, and it's printing out money. Well, really, they just have to click a button. But it's a good meme anyway. So as they print trillions of dollars, what's going on? What is that? What is that fake fiat? It's an IOU. It's an IOU. All the currency at the Fed is printed as is debt. All of the currency at the Fed is debt. Who's going to pay that back? And how do you pay back the debt? So let's back up because this can get really confusing. The money gets printed out, and by the time it's real, the currency, this is difficult. The currency is printed out, fake, and it's already worth less than it says when you get it because it's debt. So by the time they print it, you owe more than $1. Let's say you get $1. You owe $1.07 already, right when you get it. How do you pay back that 7 cents? Let's say this was the first dollar ever. The first dollar off the printing press. You get it. It's debt. It owes, the banks owe the Fed. The banks borrowed it from the Fed. Is this already a scam already? I mean, what? So then they have $1, the first dollar ever, yay! Now you have to pay it back though. $1.07. Well, wait a minute, there's only $1. Where are you going to get the 7 cents from? You have to print another $1. Oh, now that it should wake people up. So the dollar, the currency is debt. They printed out the debt. Now you owe. Now how are you going to pay back the debt? Well, they have to print more and then you owe more. So they're printing it out, and the debt is going up and up and up. It can't ever be paid back in full. It can't ever be paid back in full. It's a pyramid scheme. And that a lot of people are sucked into. So what has the real money, keep in mind, is the gold and silver. So the people on Reddit saying silver is a scam and buying silver is going to do something bad or whatever, to me, paying for silver with fiat currency, fake paper money, and then getting a precious metal, real silver. For example, real silver, no, this is real. It's not going to disappear. Even I'm going to disappear probably before this. So the dollar cannot stack up to this because the dollar is debt. It's an IOU that has to be paid back. This is a real thing, holding it in my hand. The paper, and I don't have any paper currency next to me, but the paper currency is just an IOU. Now, it used to be backed up by this. It used to be backed up by this. Because you might be wondering, well, why in the world are people using an IOU that can just be printed out with a button and isn't really worth anything? Why would people do that? Well, they slipped it in gradually and tricked everyone. But how did they do that? Well, the fiat currency used to be backed up by gold and silver. Remember that? If you're old enough, you remember. But until 1971, then what happened? In 1971, Tricky Dick Nixon took the world off of the gold standard. The gold standard was you have a gold certificate or silver certificate currency, piece of paper, you can take it in and trade it for the gold or the silver. You could take your fiat to the bank and go, give me my silver, give me my gold. They take your worthless piece of paper and they give you precious metals. That's how it used to work. That's how it used to be. And America has gone through several fiat currencies. And the founding fathers were against a central bank. The very people whose face is on the currency are the people that were against a central bank. Talk about sticking it in your face and rubbing it in your face. That's audacious to put the very people's face who were against a central bank, to put it on the bill. Like Andrew Jackson, the people on the currency were against it. Very interesting, isn't it? This is how they just did it while no one was paying attention. And then so in 1971, when Nixon took the world off the gold standard, what was that all about? And it's only temporary. That's what they said. It's only temporary. Interesting. Sounds like a mask mandate. Sounds like a lot of other things, that the income tax. Remember, America was built on no taxation. So the income tax had to get slipped in and tricked. They did that on Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve, they slipped it in, they made income tax, and it's temporary. It's temporary. They said it was temporary. Well, guess what? Over 100 years later, was it temporary? Or did someone get screwed? And what about the gold standard? Was that temporary in 1971? 71, 81, 91, 2001, 2011, 2021. 50 years. Was it temporary? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So I wasn't alive yet. The generation before me is the one that just followed right into the trap. Just walked into, here, we've got candy. We've got candy in a gas chamber. Come in. That's what they're tricking you. They're herding you in to our demise. As long as people are believing a paper dollar is worth something, then they're making bad decisions. So, okay, next, I'm going to my next bullet point. If you have questions, let me know in the comments. Stocks are rigged. Aaron said stocks are rigged by suits, and by suits he means the people that claim to be elite, which, you know, sometimes I wear a suit. Am I one of them? No. Yeah. Why? Because I'm honest. That's what separates me from almost everyone, being honest. Someone said RobinHood sold the people out. Yeah, they're robbing the hood. This is, you know, I knew RobinHood was a scam the first second I heard about it. Years ago, when they said P. Diddy or someone was backing up RobinHood, I knew instantly that that's what they do. They trick poor people because it's so easy. And the people don't know about gold and silver, they don't know about fiat currency, and they believe any celebrity that says anything. Oh, so-and-so said I should, you know, so don't listen to what I'm saying. Well, listen objectively and then research it yourself. Find out yourself. You know, I listen to everyone. I listen and I learn a lot. I learn a lot from people that don't know anything by just listening, and you don't have to believe it and you can reject it, but at least listen objectively and do your own research. Do your own research. No one can take that away from you. No one can take your intellect away from you. No one can take your experiences away from you. Aaron said, Wall Street Silver Reddit. Oh, there's a Wall Street Silver Reddit? Ooh, thank you for that. I want to check that out. Wall Street Silver Reddit is 50,000 comments. Ooh, that sounds like some juicy material. So the big thing I do want to keep talking about I mentioned banking, I mentioned Nixon. They said it was temporary. So now let's get to my last bullet point, and then I'll take your questions and comments. Physical silver versus SLV. So can you go online on some website and buy this? Yeah, you can, and they'll ship it to you. That's silver to me. When I say silver, I think silver. Silver, silver. Silver, silver. You know? When other people are saying silver, they don't know what they mean. Some of them are talking about SLV. Some of them are talking about some other fund. Some of them might be talking about this. So then I notice people are specifying physical silver if they're talking about physical silver. So physical silver to me is silver. You don't have to say physical silver because it's just silver. This is silver. The non-physical silver is the one that needs another name in front of it to distinguish it from physical. This is real money. This is real money. It doesn't matter what someone comes out tomorrow and says, silver, blah, blah, blah. I can still go sell this and be and it holds its value. It does go up and down, but the US dollar is worth nothing. So it's manipulated. The purchasing power has gone down 90% or more. The Fed is printing, and when I say printing, I mean clicking, printing trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars. What does that mean for your fiat dollar when they're printing trillions and trillions of dollars? Do you know that 40% of the US dollar was created last year in 2020. So we've got 100 years going by, 100 years going by, money being printed, money being printed, money being printed, money being printed. We've got 2008, bloop. They printed trillions and trillions in 2008, 2009, printing, 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 bloop. And then it goes up and down a little bit, and then 2020, rocket to the moon. Now, the printing money graph, this was for 100 years, and then this is 1 year, 2020. And there's a blip, there used to be a giant blip in 2008, because I used to talk about this back then. And I used to do a lecture to I was a teacher for a little bit, over 10 years ago, and I would teach everyone about this basic class about silver and about the fiat and the real money and the Federal Reserve and all this and the gold standard and all that stuff. I used to give a talk about this in person 10 years ago, and I realized I hadn't talked about this on YouTube until my last 2 videos. So I do have a few videos about that where I went into detail about the short and then an update on the silver. But here I'm going in the history because people aren't understanding what's going on. People are thinking Redditors are buying silver, and they're not. The Redditors are not the ones buying silver. The silver thing has been going on before Reddit even existed. And silver has been manipulated and held artificially down since before anything about Reddit. So when people on Reddit are saying, oh, the silver thing is a distraction against GameStop, I kind of understand what they mean, but they're so self-centered, thinking that GameStop and whatever, silver's been around for thousands of years. And I've been following it for over a decade. So the GameStop thing is like, yeah, it's a thing, and it woke a lot of people up and got a lot of people excited, indignant, or getting people rebelling against the bad parts of the system. But what they don't even know is what's going on with, like, what are they even doing, and what are they gonna trade it in for? If GameStop goes to 1,000, what are they gonna have after? Are they gonna trade their GameStop share for food? How? And they're gonna have to get fiat or silver or something in order to eat, or they're gonna just farm it themselves. In that case, they either better already have land, or they can buy land with gold and silver. Can you buy land with gold and silver? Yes. Can you use gold and silver in another country? Yes. Every country wants gold and silver. Every country, every age. If you gave an 80-year-old person gold and silver, they know what to do with it. Maybe if you gave a teenager, they wouldn't know, but I think they would have a little bit of an idea. And here it is. Here's one again. This is just, I can hold it. Doesn't matter if it goes up and down on the screen. I'm still holding it. It's still real. So if the dollar goes up and down on the screen, it could just become totally worthless. This happened in Germany. It happened in a lot of other countries in history. Every single country, every single civilization ever to use fiat currency, the currency went to zero eventually. Every time in history. Every time in history. That's why our founding fathers, if you're American, that's why our founding fathers said no central bank. And they had several banks and they failed before this current one. And So what are you going to do if the dollar loses 90% of its purchasing power? Well, it already did. It already did. Remember back in the day when you used to be able to buy XYZ for, like, I remember when I was a child, a can of soda, which I wasn't allowed to drink, but I remember it was 50 cents or sometimes a quarter if it's a good deal. Now, depending on where you go, there's still some super cheap off-brand sodas, but you can pay a lot more depending on where you are. And actually, that's another story because they changed the ingredients since I was little, and they use way cheaper ingredients. So there's other stuff as far as food and manufacturing behind the scenes, but let's take something else. You can measure the purchasing power. You know, how much is a Big Mac? Some people use that like when they're going to different countries. Like, how much is a Big Mac here and how much is a Big Mac over there? Or how much is a cup of coffee here? How much is a coffee there? And I don't drink coffee or eat Big Macs either, but I'm just trying to make some sense out of the purchasing power. That's what you need to be thinking. Purchasing power. So the US dollar's purchasing power has been going down, 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 down my entire life. And I've been noticing it, especially because I've been following silver for over 10 years. But, all right, we've got a lot of comments coming in. Thank you for watching. I'm going to answer some of these comments. Aaron, thank you for conversating with me live. I appreciate that. Someone said, not SLV, that's paper. We're talking about physical. Okay. That's the last point I wanted to make before I dive into questions. If you have questions, by the way, go for it. So SLV is not this. If you go online and buy SLV, are you going to get any of this? No. What's going to happen? You're going to get a number on a screen is what you're going to get. Did you get a good deal on the number on the screen? What is that why are you doing that? And what is it gonna get you? Think about this. Think deeply about this because, you know, I know a lot of people are hyping everything. And yeah, I'm excited about silver. I love it. I've been really excited about it for 10 years. I had to shut up about it for a while because I was talking about it 10 years ago nonstop and no one cared. So I didn't have a channel yet, but someone said, Aaron said, Elon Musk needs silver collect things people need, not what they want. Yes, exactly. Instead of buying, you know, poor people go out and they buy a new pair of shoes, or they buy a designer such and such, or they get a decent car as soon as they can, or they get a giant TV as soon as they can. I know. I've seen it. And what are you really getting, though? And what's the value going to be? And what about your future? Now, you're not living only in the future. Yeah, we have to live in the present, too. We have to eat and all that kind of stuff. But poor people stereotypically, systematically spend whatever they get on things that'll make their image, like shoes or a watch or a car or something like that. So what do rich people do then with their fiat? They buy assets. What are assets? Assets pay you. Assets pay you. Liabilities, you pay. They take money away. Liability, like a car, you got to pay gas, you got to pay insurance, you got to get it fixed. It depreciates. I would not recommend investing in rusting and depreciating items. Certain cars will go up in value if you're a real specialist and you know a lot about cars, then that could be an asset for you. But for most people that aren't going to resell it at a higher value, and they don't know when they're getting a good deal, and they buy at a dealership and it goes down as soon as they leave, and XYZ, most people's cars are a liability, almost everyone's. There's only a few rare chances where a certain car would go up in value, and that's only if you keep it well without letting it rust and all that stuff. So certain things hold their value, like silver and gold, because this is the value right here. It doesn't matter what the graph goes up and down. This is still this. And gold, let's just use this I've got this one. Gold, the graph can go up and down, but guess what? I still have this. But on the computer, the thing can go up and down, and then what? What are you going to get out of it? Are you going to get anything? Are you going to get fiat for it later? So when you trade fiat for silver, to me, it's a great deal. I'm trading paper that's worth nothing, that's losing purchasing power, and I'm getting this, which is real, people have been using for thousands of years. Yeah, the price goes up and down on the screen, but it's still real no matter what. And the dollar could go away. We could change to a different currency, and guess what? Still gonna have this. Still gonna be there. So I know this is an increasingly digital world where people's entire realities are existing on a screen, especially after the lockdowns and everything, where we've been forced to stay inside and all that. So now people are even more immersed in social media and are forgetting about real life. Remember real life, like food and things you can hold, and trees and air, fresh air and nature. Don't forget about that stuff. The Facebook and the companies out there, they want you 24/7 online with your face into your phone, seeing their ads and buying their useless stuff. Remember, the plastic stuff you're buying online is gonna break and get thrown away, and the silver and gold is still gonna be fine. So fiat currencies come and go. The dollar is gonna come and go. The dollar is gonna come and go. If you've been saving dollar, then it's been going down, 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 down the whole time you've been saving it. If you've been saving it for decades, now sometimes it's smart to save dollar for liquidity if you're gonna, if you're keeping money, currency on hand to, if something comes up and you want to buy it really quick, that's why you need some fiat. That's why you need a bank account. That's if you're gonna use it effectively for what it's for. Banking can be really useful. Fiat can be really useful, but if you know what it is and you know what it's doing. I use the bank, I know what it is, I know their scheme, and I know it's not the people at the bank. They probably don't know half of what I just talked about. It's the way the banking system got set up, the people that made the laws and the people that made those deals behind closed doors, like on Jekyll Island and all that stuff. So there's a book about how the Fed got started. It's called The Creature from Jekyll Island, or the Monster from Jekyll Island, something like that. It's about the Federal Reserve and how it was created, and it was done in the middle of the night in secret. Like, they don't do this on the mainstream and say, this is what we're gonna do. They slip it in when you're not paying attention. Like how income tax got slipped in Christmas Eve in, when was that? 1911 or 1913. The Federal Reserve, I think, was created in 1913. It's right around the same time the income tax was slipped in. This was done to you and me before we were born. And it's against the fabric of what America is supposed to be. And I'm not like, you know, I'm not typically a super patriot or anything like that, but there are good things about America, and you know, I used to focus on only the bad, but there are good things, and let's remember what they are, because they're being taken from us by outside interests that don't have you and my interests at heart. So that's about everything I wanted to say. Thank you for tuning in. If you have more questions, Aaron commented, without silver, there's no computer or phones or batteries. So silver is used in computers, cell phones, electric cars. It's an industrial metal. I didn't even go into this. Might as well go into it now. Gold is hoarded. You know, like for example, this bracelet. I'm probably not going to get rid of it because I'm wearing it and I like it. You know, and if I put it away, it's going to be hidden somewhere. Silver gets used. It's in microchips. It's in computers, cell phones, like I just said, like Aaron just said. So silver is being used up. Gold is not being used up. This is why I originally got into silver over 10 years ago, because we're running out. Some people say silver is going to be the first element that gets used up. Isn't that exciting if you have silver? So gold is stuck on a shelf, put in a safety deposit box, buried in a treasure chest, you know, hidden. Gold is not used as an industrial metal. So some people think silver is more valuable than gold because there's more silver than gold. There's more gold than silver. And if you look at a graph of the silver in existence and the gold, you'll see, I should have pulled that up beforehand, but you can look it up and see how much gold there is and how much silver, and how much gold gets mined and how much silver gets mined and how much silver gets used. The silver gets used up and the gold doesn't. So keep that in mind. And again, this is not SLV. What is SLV anyway? That's just something to gamble with. That's just some fund or something that's supposedly linked to silver that's being manipulated. And they've been caught manipulating it. I'm not just a conspiracy theorist. They've been caught manipulating it and they got charged $900 million. They got fined and then they just went right along continuing to manipulate it. So, oh, slap on the wrist. Oh, they got fined 1 billion fake pieces of paper that aren't real and aren't worth anything. Aw, they don't care. They don't care. So some people call them banksters because they're the gang that's running the world. The IMF, the World Bank, what are these people doing and who are they? Just, I don't know, look into it. Look into it, do your own research, go down the rabbit hole. Question anything that you're buying and then not getting anything for it. If you're just buying something and then they go, okay, here's a piece of paper and maybe we'll give you some silver later. I would think, no, I want my silver now. When I buy a piece of food, I get it right when I buy it. That's what usually happens. If you buy some water, you get handed a water. So then why are you handing over purchasing power or fiat or whatever for something, and then they'll go, okay, yeah, we'll keep your silver. You go over there. You go wait, and we'll give you your silver maybe sometime if you ask for it. So what's going to happen when people start demanding their physical silver from these funds, like SLV, etc.? And there are some funds out there that supposedly do back it up with real silver, that their fund is backed up by silver, but not SLV. From what I've heard, from the research I've done, SLV is not backed by silver. It has as low as 1 ounce of silver for every 300 shares. That means 300 people are buying the same ounce of silver. So that's like me, and this is more than an ounce, but that's like me selling this to 300 different people. Oh man. Does that make sense? Are people finally understanding this? So imagine if I tried to sell this to 300 different people, someone's gonna try to fight me over it, aren't they? They're gonna be like, hey, wait a minute, you can't do that. That's not how business works. Exactly. It's not how the market is supposed to work. So once people demand their physical silver, it's gonna cause a problem because it isn't there. And that's what happened last weekend when I did a video Sunday and I did an update on Monday. If you want to check those out later when this live is done. Thank you for watching, and thank you for the thumbs up, by the way. I saw someone else gave me one. I appreciate that. So what's going to happen in the future is, what happened this week is they ran out of physical silver everywhere. Everywhere ran out. I did a video on Monday where I called the shop and they were like all flustered and they said, I'm not selling any silver. That's what they said. So the physical supply has already ran out, and there are exorbitant premiums put in place. People were paying from $4 to $8 premium, or to $10 premiums over the weekend and Monday for physical silver. That means if it was worth 26, they were paying 30 or 36. And if you go on eBay, it's still like this. The premiums are over $10. 1 ounce Walking Liberty American Eagles are selling for like $45. And the price online on the fake graph is like 26. Interesting. So the real physical market, like on eBay, where there's real people selling real products that are actually have intrinsic value. And remember, when you're trading in your fake fiat dollar that isn't really worth anything, it's just a piece of paper. It's only worth what people think it's worth. And now we can see there's a awakening going on. And that's what I think is the importance of the GameStop and how it relates. Otherwise, it doesn't seem like it relates as much as I thought at first. But GameStop, and people are exposing something that's going on in the market, that it's being manipulated. But I've known about this because I've been studying silver for over 10 years. So I thought everyone figured it out already. But now when I see that people are just now figuring this out, and it's happening, the news is talking about it. Now, whatever the news is saying about it probably is not accurate, but the news is talking about it. Even if it's wrong, they're talking about it, which is important because the news is the last place that the information is going to come out. The mainstream media is the last place to get information on wealth and investing. That's not on their agenda to help you become wealthy. The mainstream media, and I've studied psychology for over 15 years, so I know what they're into. They're into mind control, and I know that sounds too intense for some people, like it's a conspiracy or something. No, it isn't. I've been studying it for over a decade, and my grandfather was a hypnotist, believe it or not. My grandfather was one of the early psychologists, which is why I studied psychology. So someone said, Misophonia ASMR said, everyone's a zombie. Can you see zombies? Absolutely. And thank you for saying what I'm thinking. Yes, everyone's a zombie, and that's what my channel is all about. You know, mostly I talk about health, but I also talk about wealth and business, because the reason I talk about health is because I had a personal experience where for lack of a better way to say, I almost died and I had to recover. So all that info to stop being a zombie and to wake up your brain physically with what you're eating. But there's also the psychology of waking up and realizing that, you know, part of it's psychology, part of it is physical. Part of it is mental, part of it is physical, part of it is even spiritual. And I talk about that in other videos, so I won't go deep into that in this video, because this video is about silver, banking, GameStop, Reddit. So this is a video specifically about wealth and business. But if you want to see, and I do make videos about wealth and business, I also make videos about health. So what good is silver, or what good is wealth if you're sick or if you're not alive to enjoy it? So that's the reason I talk about health so much in my other videos. And I've learned the hard way all of this stuff, so it wasn't always easy. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into the information I share on this channel. A lot of sleepless nights. You know, I spent my entire 20s, at least the entire decade, researching all night until sometimes 7 in the morning the next day. So that's why I am such a know-it-all, is because I just hours and hours and hours and years and years and years of research. You know, I'm still young, but I have a wealth of information, and I focus on the information that gets a result, real results. I'm not just a book smart, you know, love reading and blah, blah, blah. No, it's about the result. It's about the result. Keep that in mind. And welcome if you're new to the channel, and if you're interested in this kind of thing, please subscribe. I'm going for it this year. I should be monetized, if everything goes to plan, by this summer. And then I've been doing some giveaways too. I want to share the love. Maybe I'll give you silver. Maybe I'll do a silver giveaway. If I hit a certain milestone, if I get a certain amount of likes, I want to give it back. I want to give it back. I like this community. I love the interaction. So someone said, oh my God, thank you so much. You're like the only person that'll admit zombies are real. Really? It's really obvious to me. I talk about zombies a lot because I feel like everyone is one. Yeah, it's sad. And you know, I focus, like I was just saying, on health. And that's my mission, is to wake those up. You know, those people aren't permanently zombies. There is hope. You can detox, and that brain fog, You know, I had brain fog back when I was sick, and I was chronically ill for years. Those of you that don't know my story, it wasn't just like I was sick for a weekend or whatever. No, it was bad. But I won't whine about that here. However, I know what it's like firsthand to have brain fog, and what that is mucus. It's mucus clogging the synapses. So there are ways to detoxify your brain. You have to start with the rest of your body and then before you can get to your brain actually. But it is possible, and it's pretty easy actually in retrospect. It's simple. Most people won't do it, but for a lot of people it's what they're eating, what they're drinking, the chemicals they're rubbing all over their skin, the chemicals they're popping in the pills, the chemicals they're putting in their hair, the chemicals they're breathing in. And I'm talking about man-made chemicals mostly that are causing people to become zombies. Alcohol is one of them. Sugar is another one of them. Oof, I was addicted to that for a long time. So I'm not judging anyone. I know that if you're not here specifically for health issue, I'm not preaching well, I am preaching definitely. That's what I'm here for. I've been sent to preach the word to you, the real message that most people have forgotten about. So I appreciate you commenting, and I'm glad that you're appreciating my message. Thank you so much. You know, there are a lot of haters out there. So when someone comes along and has something positive feedback, I appreciate any feedback, but positive feedback is awesome. And I'm pleasantly surprised every time. Because at the beginning of my channel 5 years ago, I've got over 200 videos, by the way, if you're just tuning in for the first time. At the very beginning, people were such jerks. People were so rude and such haters. It's quite fascinating, actually. Like, what's the big deal? I'm making YouTube videos. So what? Get a life. And I think these people were like people that knew me back then and were just lashing out and trying to hold me down. So that's weird, and there's a lot of fascinating psychology in there. But there are still haters once in a while, but the positive people on this channel have really been bringing the best out of me, because it's you that this channel is for. I don't need to know about silver. In fact, I'd rather keep it a secret, honestly. I don't want anyone knowing that I know this in some ways. But, you know, the time came where it's my gift of voice is what I can do. And, you know, the decades of research that I've done, it's fairly easy for me to share that info with you. The blood, sweat, and tears of doing all the research are over. I mean, I still research 7 days a week, all day, every day, but it's fun to me. So thank you for tuning in and appreciating it, because I do put a lot of work into this channel and I don't get paid. I do get paid a little on some things, but I have not broken even yet. I have not made a profit yet, and I'm not even close. But we'll get there, and the main importance of this channel is to share this information, because I want the world to be a better place selfishly because I'm living in it. So let's make the world a better place by doing more research, talking about this with people, sharing information, you know, investing in ourself. Don't just throw all your money into some fake, oh, actually, I said money again accidentally, currency. Don't just throw all your currency into some hyped fad when gold and silver have been around for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. So the value in the gold and silver is in itself. This is the value. You don't have to wait for it to go up to be valuable. It's valuable now. The dollar bill is maybe a little valuable now and less valuable in the future, but really, what is it? It's not really intrinsically valuable. There's no value to it at all, intrinsically. So I'm just ramming that point home again, because a lot of people are caught up in this Reddit and everything and the hedge funds and whatever. Forget about hedge funds. You worry about yourself, and get your own. You don't have to fall prey to the financial systems and to the elites or whatever you want. Don't call them elites anyway. We're equal. I'm elite, I believe. So are you if you're watching my channel. Only really elite people watch this. Anyway, the zombies don't watch my channel. They run and hide from it. When the zombies see me coming, they duck and cover because they know I speak the truth and they know I push the envelope, and zombies don't like that. I would call them drones. They're just like a drone bee. They're just droning along every day. Worker bee, droning every day. They go to work, they come home, they drink beer, they go to sleep. There's no future in that. But if you're in that position now, there's hope for you and you can change it. I'm not judging because I'm not perfect. Misophonia ASMR said zombies hate the truth. Zombies are blind to each other. Yeah, I totally agree. They hate the truth. They do hate the truth, that's for sure. When they hear the truth come out, it's like they like freak out and, oh my God! And to me, it's just the truth. Like, this is a silver. The end. There's a computer monitor. What are we arguing about it for? So, save your arguments for, fight for a good cause. Fight back for sure, but pick your battles wisely. Don't just fight everyone just because you're ashamed of your own ignorance. That's what the zombies do. It's called cognitive dissonance. Some people get cognitive dissonance when they hear something that they never heard before, or that goes against what they've been taught to be true, or that goes against their habit. They get angry and they lash out at the person who's saying it. They don't even consider, is this true? Is this good information? Doesn't matter. They just lash out at the person. I know this so well because of every single thing I talk about on this channel is controversial. This is a controversial channel, but to me, this is my duty. This is what I've been put here for. And I'm oversimplifying. I don't usually talk in the cryptic way like that, but to make a point, that's how I feel in summing it up. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate the feedback. If you have any more questions or feedback, now's a good time. Otherwise, I will get going. And if you're interested in health at all, I have some revolutionary stuff on this channel. So check out my other videos. I feel more passionate about health because you have to be alive to enjoy your silver. But, I don't only talk about health because I think business and personal growth and spirituality are also important. You got to balance the mental, the physical, and the spiritual. And, I think money and fiat currency have their place in our life somewhere. Just, do we really know what's going on behind the scenes so that we can make the appropriate decisions when they come up? This is not about for me to tell you what decisions to make. It's for you to get to a place physically, mentally, spiritually, where you have no problem making your own decisions. You have the info that you need. You can think clearly, and spiritually you feel right about your life. Those things put together will make you a great investor, in my mind. So, and we need more great people that are healthy and spiritually awakened in this world. We need as many of them as we can get. So subscribe and tune in. Thank you for the feedback. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the people that thumbs it up so far. I appreciate you. And thank you, Misophonia ASMR, for commenting. Thank you, Aaron, for all your feedback. Thank you, Carrie, for tuning in. Thank you, Mitch, for commenting. All of you rock, and you're what makes this channel what it is. Just me talking to myself in a room is not interesting. It's this sharing of information back and forth. That's what's going to help the world. So thank you so much for helping out in your own way. And I'll keep bringing it, definitely. I'll keep researching 24/7 with a little sleep in between and eating. And I've got a lot of awesome videos coming up. I've got, I just came out with birria queso tacos. Oh man, all of my, if you haven't tuned in, I'm a very specialized health coach, and I've got some stuff on the channel that could potentially change your life. So, but I'm not a licensed medical doctor, so I don't what's the word? I don't diagnose things. I don't claim to cure anything because that's illegal. But that being said, I have some really amazing info that is life-changing on this channel, and a lot of it's for free. I do have a one-on-one coaching program. I'm not really selling that. And I have clients now, and I kind of like to keep it intimate and a small amount. So I'm not really pushing anything like that. So you can subscribe and not worry about me selling you stuff every video and stuff like that. But I appreciate you for watching. I appreciate your thumbs up. Share this video if you liked it. And if you're seeing this in the replay, comment below and I'll answer your questions. I'm pretty good about responding to every comment, almost every comment, unless it's a troll, and then I instantly eject them and delete. I have a no tolerance troll policy. Because our mental and spiritual side needs to be protected. And I have plenty of other videos about that you can check out. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again soon. And if you want me to do another video about XYZ, let me know in the comments. If you want to see a specific video just about the Federal Reserve, or just about such and such, or if you have a special recipe you want to see me make a healthy version of it, you know, bring me your unhealthy recipes and I'll make them healthy. That's kind of my specialty. So see you in the next video. Okay, misophonia, and am I pronouncing that right? I'm not familiar with that word. I know that the phonia might have to do something with hearing or sound. Oh, ASMR. Yeah, that's the ASMR is like the sound. Some of my cooking videos are ASMR friendly and some of them have music, some of them just have the clanking. Can I make videos about zombies? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'll have to do a little bit of research on what to title it so that I can attract the right viewers. But yeah, absolutely, I will. That's a good idea. And that's a big part of what I do, is the general public, or the masses, or the sheeple. I mean, they're called so many different things. Humans. They used to be called humans. I consider myself one, but I'm all natural. So yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. And any other suggestions that you have, bring it on. I love the feedback. Cool, thanks. I'm into real life zombies, or whatever you want to call them. Yeah, I got your point for sure. The people that are droning around, and the people that are lined up at Starbucks every day during a health lockdown. There's a line there's a Starbucks nearby. There's a drive-through line wrapping around the block almost every day. It's absolutely crazy, out of control. So I chuckle at it because it shows me how little people understand about life. But I'm not trying, I know that came off extremely condescending, but sometimes that's just how I come across. I don't mean it like that. If you've been watching for a while, you know that I mean well, but I can, especially when I was younger, I would have just come right out and said, "You're an idiot." Now I'm a older, gentler, wiser, and I'm a lot more kind to the zombies. But I used to just come right out really blunt and just say, "This is the truth." Rah! But I tweaked my communication style over the years. I like to have fun with it if I possibly can. So thank you so much, everyone. I'll hang out as long as people are asking questions and commenting. But if that's about it, then I'll let you go. I went through all my bullet points. If you're just tuning in, I talked about Wall Street bets. They're not the ones buying silver. Money versus currency. It's different, completely different, fundamentally different. The Federal Reserve and banking IOUs. Actually, I didn't talk about that as much as I wanted to. I wanted to talk about how that money is created, where you do physical labor and you get paid in debt that gets owed back to the Fed. Every time you go, the bank then fractionally lends that. Fractional lending. They can take $10 from you and lend it to 100 different people. Kind of like SLV is taking an ounce of silver and selling the same. This isn't an ounce, this is 5 ounces, but you know what I mean. Taking an ounce of silver and selling it to 300 different people, the same ounce. To me, that's a scam. I mean, there must be legal loopholes that they put into place themselves. I mean, JP Morgan is basically owner of the country, and this is what we're up against. Cool coin, thank you. Yeah, this is one of those 5-ounce Walking Liberties. It is a little bit rare, a little bit more rare. I have another really cool one. Check this out. This is my favorite one, actually. I love this one. This is another, just a 5-ouncer. This is, it's based off of another coin. An old Mexican peso, maybe like 1972 or before. I forgot the exact year, but this is like the same design. And I really love that design. It's so cool. The back is out of control awesome. Check that out. It's not focusing exactly, but I think it's the Mayan calendar. It's too intricate to even see on the screen. But anyway, this is a really, really cool one. I love this one. Love my precious. I'm just joking. So yeah, I've got a couple cool things. I'll show some more of them off, maybe if I get to, oh yeah, they have a 1-ounce version of this. I saw it for sale on eBay for like $46 for 1 ounce. So there's some serious premiums going on right now. Some of them $10, especially on eBay. But hey, sometimes eBay is the best place to get it, depending on where you live. And sometimes the premium at the silver shop is almost what it would be on eBay anyway. You'll probably save a little bit because of PayPal and, you know, the seller fees and all that kind of stuff. So if I get like 1,000 likes on this video, which hasn't happened, then I'll show you more. I'll do a reveal video and show what I've got. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't. I'll be back with more very interesting content. I only make videos about stuff that I think is absolutely vitally important. I don't just make BS videos. I do have a lot of cooking videos, but they're really specialized. The healthiest food you've probably ever eaten. They're really, really extremely specialized, but I make them delicious, so you wouldn't know that it's healthy. You wouldn't know that it's healthy because they're sweet, salty, oily sometimes, sour, spicy. You can have all the amazing flavors and still be healthy. So it's a misunderstanding that people think healthy food is gross, which that's the BS healthy food that I debunk. I have videos debunking health food that's supposedly healthy. Nope, I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. For example, broccoli. People think, oh, broccoli's healthy. Why? Because marketing. It's been marketed down your throat as being healthy. Brussels sprouts. Nope, I wouldn't eat them. But anyway, I'm just giving you a little peek into the other conspiracies going on in the world. All right, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I will do a giveaway soon, another giveaway as well. I did a couple, and as the channel grows, I will give away bigger and better stuff. I really want to make this audience participation channel and give away awesome giveaways and invite people in on the videos in the future and stuff like that. So right now I'm not even monetized yet as a channel, so there's a lot of ways to go, but it's gonna happen this year. If I keep going at this pace, I should be monetized by the end of the summer, and then I'll have more money, fiat currency, to give gifts, which is a good thing to use fiat for, is to help other people. So that's kind of my plan for the next year, to monetize and do some awesome giveaways, and also to give you the most vital information that I come across as a full-time researcher and investor. Thank you. I'm not if you didn't see my disclaimers, I'm not a licensed financial advisor or doctor or anything. So disclaimer all the way home. That being said, a lot of people find me more helpful than their doctor, but that's another story. Thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in and conversing with me. I appreciate that. I'll see you in the next video. Make sure to subscribe and come in the next live. I would love to interact again. Until next time, have an amazing day on purpose. It's not just going to happen randomly. Peace.